Joining me now is Mayor Bernadette Clement, and we're going to talk about a little City Hall update. Nice to see you, Mayor.
Hi, happy to be here.
So at last night's meeting, there was a small agenda, and sometimes when it's a small agenda, it could be a lengthy meeting, but actually it was a short meeting, so that was a good thing for the viewers and for council. The beautification came up again last night. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, we've had interesting times of late, right? We had presentations in February. This is pre-COVID, from Kelly Bergeron on placemaking, but also from Dick Aubry and Etienne Saint-Aubin around beautification, mostly about making sure that the city has flowers and trees and proper cleanliness. So it's important to make sure that our city is beautiful. It's a key to economic development, to making us as residents feel proud of where we live. And so the report speaks to all of those things and the importance of beautification.
Yeah, and when you talk about importance of beautification, you mentioned at the meeting last night that believe you were in Lamoureux Park or was somewhere within the city, and you talked to some people from out of town, and they commented on that.
Yeah, and it was, I was on the waterfront, and this couple was from another town in Ontario. They like to come into Cornwall because they feel safe. The waterfront is beautiful. They do a bit of shopping, and they are actually considering moving here and retiring here because they say the city is so pretty, and they commented specifically on the flower beds and the trees. So we know how important it is. I mean, that's just one example people who want to invest here because they know that this is a city that takes care of itself. And so that report on beautification is all about that and making sure that our boulevards, Brookdale Boulevard, that the trees are beautiful, that everywhere is well maintained.
We're so lucky to have a lot of green space, and our bike paths are so wonderful to be on in the summertime. Now,
Yeah.
last night we have a new fire hall that's being proposed. There's an RFP in the process, and there was a lengthy debate about that.
Yeah, so Bill, that was a long part of the meeting, and I think that that's fair. This is a big project. So this was about a request for proposal. The city wants to go out and get tenders around designing a new fire hall. And so the debate was around what that would look like, but especially about the cost. So there was a long discussion about the $9 to $10 million range of the cost and whether we should keep that range or whether we should top it at 9 million. At this point, the understanding is that we want to get as much interest as possible in this project from architects and designers. And then, of course, at every step of the process, City Council will be able to review to make sure that we're following along a proper and affordable budget.
Yeah, and so the city residents, count on myself, we're looking forward to seeing the development of that and what it's going to look like. Now, last night again, a notice of motion was about the proposed bylaw for the fire ban. So talk to me about that.
Yes, so that's been an ongoing topic, and we now need to make sure that we get some kind of bylaw in place. Councillors have heard from residents. We have surveys. We've read those survey results, and now Councillor Bennett has put forward a bylaw that contains restrictions, but that allows for certain fires under certain specific conditions. So what I suggest to people is that they go and check out this bylaw. So notice of motion means it's on the agenda for our August 10 meeting. We're going to debate it, probably decide that day. But in the meantime, the public can go online and take a look at the proposed bylaw and also continue to provide feedback.
That's great, and I hope we'll have a good outcome for everybody, and see if it's a win-win. And speaking about win-win, last night council approved the use of the Civic Complex parking lot, and we're talking about the Ribfest community cookout. So talking about that.
Yeah, so this was a good discussion. The last council meeting, the council denied access to the Civic Complex parking lot to Ribfest out of respect and care for local businesses and the pain that they've suffered through COVID-19. However, Terry Muir and the Optimist Club had a really good format around taking Ribfest into a curbside format. But what Mr. Muir did after that last meeting is that he developed a really interesting collaboration with local businesses, local restaurants. And so this is going to be a made in Cornwall Ribfest. So there will be ribs, there will be ribbers. We will be using the Civic Complex parking lot, but local restaurants will also take part in this festival. So it's unique to Cornwall, which is as it should be. And I thank Council for the discussion, respectful discussion, and I thank especially the Optimist Club for putting some options forward so that Cornwall residents can enjoy their city.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's a win-win for everybody, the restaurants, the Optimist Club and their charities. So looking forward to that, and I hope the residents get out and support this. It should be a great week. So thank you, Mayor Bernadette, for being on with me. My first time interviewing you on this program, and we
This was good.
hope you have a great week.
Thanks, Bill. You too.